So I saw this article today, and it's not many times I think about when the NFL draft of fluffing over another team. Usually you draft your team based on what's best for you, what's best for the situation given, and you don't really focus on other teams. You kind of focus just on you, right? Because at the end of the day, you have 6 players you're about to get. You can't really focus on, well, can I fluff over this team or this team or this team? You kind of just let the draft go how it is. Well, according to Stripehype.com here, there is a situation they want to try out. And this is, lordy. We're going to trade with the Browns so the Steelers can't get a quarterback. So let me kind of give you this generalized perspective of how this trade would go. So the Steelers want a quarterback at pick 21, right? And right now, as we speak, this is the situation that's kind of what they claim is probably going to happen. We go through this draft, right? We got Cam Ward, first pick overall. Then you got Travis Hunter. Then you got Abdul Card. And I'm just going to kind of go through these quickly because this part doesn't matter really. Jacksonville, let's say they take Mason Graham, Ashton Genty. The Jets, who actually could take a quarterback, by the way. Either the Jets or the Saints could potentially take a quarterback here. Now, the reason why this is important is because, realistically speaking, in the first round, there are 3 quarterbacks that might go. 3 total. And that's going to be number 1, and I'm just going to kind of go through and put some guys in here. Number 1 is going to be Cam Ward, first pick overall, right? I think that's pretty much, a given at this point. Number 2 is Sanders. And clearly the Steelers would like Sanders if they could get him. But the Saints just potentially lost their quarterback, Derek Carr, for the season. So they're going to probably want another quarterback. The Jets could also want a quarterback as well. So Stripehype is claiming if the Jets go ahead and get Saints get Sanders, then that leaves the Steelers waiting for a quarterback, number 3, in Jackson Dart. He is considered the 3rd best quarterback in this class. Some would consider it being Milroe, but as you can see from PFF average draft position, he's going 38.2, which is the highest of the quarterbacks still available. So let's go ahead and just put in the rest of these guys. Okay, I'm just gonna. I know these guys probably don't get drafted in this order, but for sake here, we're just gonna do this. Go Jihad Campbell. Okay, see, I'd probably go with Mike Green here. Let's go with Armin. I think Tyler Warren's kind of given there. Wide receiver, let's go. I'm just going to Luther Burden here. Guard or defensive line. Let's go Walter Nolan. And now we're at our pick, right? And they're claiming we should trade with the Cleveland Brownies. Yes, the Cleveland Brownies. So that they can trade up and get a quarterback so the Steelers cannot get him. So we would be trading, in theory, the 17th overall pick, trading out of the first round, right? Trading 15 picks back. Now, keep in mind, trading out of the first round also defeats the 5th-year option. You no longer get a 5th-year option, which kind of sucks. You also no longer get, you're out of the first round, so you're not getting the best talent available as well. Now, again, could we still get a really good pick in the early 2nd round? Yes. But the whole thing would be just so the Steelers don't get Jackson Dart. So we would be giving Jackson Dart, in theory, to the Brownies just so that we could avoid the Steelers from getting him. When we already know that with the Steelers, they're not going to, they're not going to start a rookie quarterback anyway. So in theory, maybe they give us, let's say, a fourth round pick and a first round pick next year, right? To trade up that, 15 spots. So, okay, I'm going to force the trade. This is just a idea trade, by the way. This is not like, obviously, what they're not suggesting that exact trade. They're just saying that they trade up. So, now they trade up, and now the Brownies can get Jackson Dart, which, again, then goes ahead and fluffs over the Steelers and avoids them from being able to, get him. Now, again, we're now in a situation where it's like we're making our situation worse by just trying to do it just to fluff over the Steelers. And, again, that's just not how the NFL draft future goes. So that's how many teams work the draft. You work the draft based on what's best for you, not based on, not based on what other people are going to do, right? You're not drafting to make sure other teams are in a worse situation. You're drafting to make sure you're in a better situation. So, in theory, this would be who would, in theory, be available like at the next pick. I mean, you might get James Pierce Jr. That's a possibility. Omar. Again, there's still some really good options available. And again, in theory, you would be getting probably an extra third, fourth round pick this year, maybe a first round pick next year. But, I mean, at that point, you could just take Tyler Booker, in all honesty, and actually walk away from this draft in a very successful way. But again, you're doing all that just to make sure the Steelers are not getting a quarterback, when in reality, you don't know how good Jackson Dart's going to be. I mean, you're doing all this for a guy who, Jackson Dart, obviously could be great. I think he's going to be great. I think he's one of the best. I think he's the second best quarterback in this draft. But you never know. So that situation, I don't know if I agree with that completely. We're in the business of making our team better, and we're in the business of being successful ourselves. We're not in the business to try to take down another team by, fluffing ourselves over here, right? You cut off your face to spite your nose. Like, there's no reason. So, I don't think it's going to happen. Plus, we're giving the Brownies a quarterback. Now, history would say that the Brownies getting a quarterback isn't a big deal because, they flush those down the toilet. But still, like, you don't want to give the Brownies a quarterback either, right? So you don't want to give any of that situation. I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.